what you would like me to do next. The phone call and the consultation are free. Getting a smart result requires that you make smart decisions along the way. And that's my job, to help you and your family make smart decisions. And that's based on more than 30 years of experience. If you've been injured in an accident, call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
94.1 San Antonio's Sports Center.
The NFL informed teams today that the 2025 salary cap will be between roughly $277.5 and $281.5 million, which is an increase of $22 to $26.1 million from last year. This according to ESPN's Dan Graziano. The Chargers are designated to play an international game in Sao Paulo, Brazil, September 5th. They'll play the Texans at some point next year at home.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That ball is history! A walk-off home run!
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge. What's up, Danger?
Can't stop me now. Welcome into Extra Innings with Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Thanks for joining me, however you may be joining. Whether that's 94.1 on your FM dial, if you happen to be listening at sasportstar.com via our AA Best Bail Bonds audio player, or you can watch our show live on YouTube. That's right, all of our shows live via YouTube at SA Sports Star on YouTube. Go ahead, like, subscribe. You can comment along with the show like so many already have. Goldfinger123 already in the chat saying, why must the Texans travel overseas and not Dallas? To be fair, Texans haven't traveled overseas yet. The furthest they've gone, they played a game in Mexico, I believe. They have the opportunity to play a game in Sao Paulo, Brazil down there. They are one of the 9 home games scheduled for the Chargers. They have not released the opponent, just like the Dallas Cowboys could be playing the Los Angeles Rams when they face off in Australia, because Dallas is one of the home games that the Rams have scheduled. So feasibly, Dallas could play in Australia this coming season. Feasibly. Nothing's been scheduled. Nothing's set. We don't know who opponents are. We just know the home team and the city they're playing in. And by extrapolation, we know that there is a 1 in 9 chance that the Texans could be playing in Brazil, and a 1 in 8 or 9. I forget how many home games the Rams have this year, that the Cowboys could be playing in Australia. That's what we know. I'm just letting you know that that opportunity does exist. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star. Fun day today. Cold day today. Walked outside to go to the gym this morning, immediately turned back around and walked back in. That was just brutal. Jimenez is wondering if the Texans played in London. No, I don't think they've played in London yet. I think all their Jaguar games have been here, if I'm not mistaken. I know the Cowboys played in London against the Jaguars 5 to 7 years ago, I want to say. I know that's a game that's actually been played over in London, but other than that, no. Yeah, Goldfinger, Dallas did play in London one year. I don't know what year it was. I forget exactly the year, but it was a London game. Earlier this morning on the Morning Huddle, AJ and Rob were talking NFL as we are winding in. Next week is actually the NFL Combine, so that's going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite times of year. And what should the Cowboys be doing when it comes to the NFL draft coming up in April?
The latest mock draft from Daniel Jeremiah, NFL.com, his second one.
I like Daniel Jeremiah too.
He's good, man. It dropped yesterday. And it's another one where the number one pick is not a quarterback.
See, he's too smart. See, he's smarter than your average GM. That's
he's
not what it's
smarter than the Tennessee Titans, you think?
Yes.
He's got Abdul Carter going number one. Remember, we heard Cam Ward yesterday saying he's going to keep a list of all the teams that don't draft him. Well, it looks like that list is going to be one team because it's got Cleveland Browns taking Cam Ward. So, Cam, this is my warning to you. Be careful what you wish for, friend.
Yep.
You're about to find yourself wearing Cleveland Brown, and it ain't
something in the water.
Don't usually work out for anybody who gets drafted by that team. Travis Hunter, he's got them going third to the Giants. Patriots taking Will Campbell, the offensive tackle, at 4. Jags, Mason Graham, defensive tackle from Michigan, at 5. Raiders, Shedeur Sanders at 6. Tyler Warren, the big Penn State tight end, 7 to the Jets. Jalen Walker, edge rusher from Georgia, 8 to the Panthers. Mike Green, edge rusher from Marshall, who apparently is shooting up the boards.
Don't know him.
He's 9th to the Saints. Kelvin Banks, the offensive tackle from Texas, 10th to the Bears. And Will Johnson, the corner from Michigan, 11th to the 49ers. That brings us to the Dallas Cowboys, where I have seen a lot of mock drafts say Ashton Genty. And I say, don't do that if you're Dallas.
I wouldn't be mad at it, but no, it wouldn't be the prudent move.
It's not the wise thing to do. So, I keep saying the Cowboys need help in the trenches. They need offensive line. They need defensive line. Find the best fat guy available and draft him. And it says here, 12, Dallas Cowboys select Walter Nolan, defensive tackle from Ole Miss.
He spent a year at A&M.
What are your thoughts on old Walter?
It's not so much him because, I know how good he was coming out. It's just the eyes that are on him. I don't trust the defensive line scouting prowess of the Cowboys.
You're worried he'll be Taco or Mozzie Smith.
So many bad linemen that have come through that we've overdrafted. Mozzie's just the latest. I mean, I hope he's as good as I think he is.
But do you like that?
I like the idea. I love the pick.
Here's me. I get what you're saying. They're not good at scouting these guys, but also at least what you're doing there. And I don't know if the Cowboys are willing to admit this after just 2 years, but you're saying, yeah, we whiffed on that one.
Yeah, fell fast. Realized, dude.
And the real likelihood is that Osa is going to be gone. And he was probably the best guy you had, or one of the best guys you had on that front. So you really, even if you're not saying Mozzie is a total bust, you're saying we've got to replace Osa immediately.
And it's a prudent move. I mean, that's how you win football games. Good teams won't even discuss whether it's a worthy pick. Yeah, that's a good pick if he's the right guy, if he's talented.
He's the right fat guy.
Yeah, because we've drafted the wrong fat guy more often than not.
Yeah, and that I get that concern, but I think that is that's the kind of player they need to be looking for. The other guy who's available and that kind of plays that same spot of the field is Kenneth Grant from Michigan, who is excellent at both run stopping and pass rushing. I'd be interested in someone like him, but I do think that they're kicking around in the right bush to get what they want.
Just do the right thing. You don't have to be the smartest guy in the room. You don't have to reach. Just do the thing do what a normal GM would do. Nothing extraordinary. You don't have to wow me. You don't have to do anything. We're hanging on by threads here. You just got to keep us just win a couple of football games. Don't go crazy with Ashton Genty. Though I'm a Cowboy fan, I wouldn't be upset.
Well, let me ask you if this makes a difference to you, because we've seen Ashton Genty and then no other running back selected. In this particular mock draft, Ashton Genty goes 21 to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Daniel Jeremiah is too smart for this article. You know what I mean?
But is he?
No, that's about where he should go.
Oh, I agree with
that.
You know
what I mean? That's where he should land late in the first round. That's where he belongs. That's what a smart GM would do. But you can't use that. You got exterior forces that are pulling and pushing on you.
But he also now has number 22. Omarion Hampton, running back, North Carolina, to the Chargers. Number 24, Travion Henderson, running back, Ohio State, to the Vikings.
I like him.
I do too, but now all of a sudden it's like,
I'm not saying Ashton Genty should come to the Cowboys. I just like the idea of drafting a running back. And you tell me who the best running back is, I'll trust you. I don't know.
See, I don't want the best running back. Typically, I want I want the best running back that's available in round 3.
Well, maybe,
you
but you tell me, circle the backs and tell me. And I'm not going to leave this draft without a running back. I can tell you as a Cowboy general manager. So let's slot them, but tell me where the best running backs are, and I'm going to get them earlier than later, I think.
And to be fair, the Cowboys could, under Clayton Adams, who what he wants from his O-line sounds very positive in terms of the way that they're going to attack this football season.
The same thing that I want from every player on offense, and that is to create violence in the game, be aggressive, run, hit. I think that every decision that we make schematically needs to lean that direction. So if there's gray area, what is going to allow these guys to play more free and run and hit and be violent?
Sounds like a guy that really appreciates and focuses on running the ball and maybe developing offensive linemen. Remember Will Hernandez, the guard out of UTEP that was drafted in the second round by the New York Giants that failed? Well, guess what? He went to Arizona and succeeded. And now people are calling for the Dallas Cowboys to sign him in free agency. There's a good possibility. Brock Hoffman, Cooper Beebe, Tyler Guyton, maybe even Terrence Still. And if not, maybe you draft a replacement there or sign a replacement. But there's a good chance that Clayton Adam and Connor Riley, who was the offensive line coach at Kansas State, who came to Dallas to take the offensive line coach job for the Cowboys. He was also the offensive coordinator there. So this line could be very much improved without having to really invest a lot of assets into it. And getting one of the best backs could be great, especially a back who led the league by double the margin of yards after contact. And I'm not saying that Ashton Genty is the way they should go. I'm not saying Cowboy fans should freak out the way a lot of people are overreacting to the possibility of them drafting Ashton Genty, because with the additions that they've made and Clayton Adams talking about his relationship with Connor Riley and bringing him from K-State to work on this offensive line and what it's going to be like.
I always think this is, you can assess offensive lines or any position group really when you're evaluating what you think that a coach does, but nothing speaks like the tape. And one thing that I've always respected about Connor Riley over the years of just evaluating his players coming out in the draft and even just evaluating his scheme when I was coaching in college, the players play good. And he's had good players too, but that's your responsibility as a position coach is what's on the tape. Are they doing it right? Are they playing violent? Are they finishing? Those are the things that you look for.
That's a guy that I really want coaching up the offensive line. And really, it sounds like that's going to be the blueprint of what this offense is. It starts in the trenches up front on offense. And notice he also talked about everyone playing with the same violence. Wide receivers, everyone. Everyone has to do their job. And to break big runs, a lot of the time, those receivers have to be blocking well downfield as well, or even close to the line. Tight ends, all of it. This could be a very different Cowboys offense that we see next year with Dak Prescott, closer to what we saw when they went 13-3 in Dak's rookie year with Ezekiel Elliott. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. When we come back, we'll take a look at the defensive side of the ball. Matt Eberflus also spoke, and guess what? Every team got a little bit richer today. We'll break it down coming up next right here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs are back in business playing a home game in Austin. We'll talk about it.
And Team USA taking on Team Canada in the finals of the Four Nations. Let's talk about how we're going to get rid of those syrup-drinking Canucks. Morning Huddle starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hi, everybody. It's Joe Reinagel. You know, now is a great time of year to get your roof inspected and ready for our crazy spring weather, be it hot, cold, rain, or hail. Who knows what Mother Nature has in store for us this year? Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994. You know, your roof protects your home and your family. A quality roof overhead means comfort, confidence, and certainly peace of mind. Now is the time to get your roof ready for spring. Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
Just a little heads up before something bad happens.
Move your coffee cup away from your computer.
Oh, no.
So you can have more control.
Stop. You're texting your boss by mistake.
Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Warning, the cap is loose on that ketchup.
Ugh. Don't wait. You have the power to change the outcome. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Diamonds Direct, we believe luxury is an experience and not a price tag. Luxury is expert guidance. It's the selection of 10 jewelry stores under one roof. It's saving time on endless comparison shopping, and you'll only find this experience at Diamonds Direct. Our luxury showroom has it all backed by our lifetime warranties and our signature best price guarantee. Diamonds Direct is the perfect combination of luxury and value, so you don't ever have to compromise. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. so we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
The Gomez Law Firm is one of the most trusted names in personal injury law across the state of Texas. We have Jose here with the Gomez Law Firm to share what makes working with your firm different than others in the area.
We pride ourselves as being an open line of communications. We don't have an automated service. You're not going to ever dial our phone number and get some robot on the other line. You're always going to get a person 24/7. Our principal office is here in San Antonio. Mr. Gomez was born and raised here, practicing law here in San Antonio in his community for 50 years. There are not many attorneys that can say that.
Thank you to the Gomez Law Firm for continuing to fight for our community. The Gomez Law Firm is San Antonio.
If you've been injured, if you've been involved in an accident, you've been involved in a car wreck, call the Gomez Law Firm.
Visit joegomezlaw.com. That's joegomezlaw.com for one of the most trusted names in personal injury.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
It's Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Thanks for joining me this evening as we take you up till 7 o'clock. I appreciate everybody for rolling along with me tonight. Really interesting conversation as we get into it. And your phone call is always welcome, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Martin wanted to talk a little bit more about the Cowboys, their potential offense. Martin, what's going on, man? Welcome into Extra Innings with Pledge.
Hey, early on the blitz, I heard also that there was rumors that the Cowboys would open way more salary cap.
Yeah.
What do you know about that?
I mean, it's pretty simple. You restructure Dak Steele. He's going to be a $90 million cap hit almost. CD's deal. And if you get Micah's extension done, you can free up a ton of money if you end up doing some additional cuts like I think Terrence Steele is a part there. It's multiple steps to get upwards of $100 million, but you can free up a significant amount of money just by doing Dak, CD, and Micah. And Dak's meant to be done. He's got a $90 million cap hit. That's not going to stay that way. His contract was built in such a way to be restructured in order for them to have a little bit more money.
So why did they wait this long to do that? I mean,
they haven't done anything yet.
Well, I know, but just the thought of doing that, I don't know about Schottenheimer though. They probably could have maybe waited one more year for McCarthy. I don't know.
Well, they just let go of McCarthy. I think they had their chance with him.
Yeah, but I don't think that was all his fault though. Dak getting hurt 2 years in a row. Had to do something with it.
Sure, but I've mentioned multiple times on this program, Martin, the shortfallings that I thought Mike McCarthy had as a head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, whether it came to game management, play clock, the penalties, incessant penalties over and over again. Like these are things that end up falling on the plate of the head coach. And then the head coach goes and takes on more responsibility calling plays. And this year, that play calling took a massive step backwards, and he could say all he wants, how much he wants to run the damn ball. His offensive play calling since being a play caller has suggested he's never given a damn about running the football. He just wanted the opportunity to call plays, which is why he threw Kellen Moore under the bus when, in fact, the Dallas Cowboys were in the top 10 in rushing in both years that Kellen Moore was the offensive play caller and had the number one offense one of those years.
Yeah, I can buy into that, but I think, though, They need to start looking for the next quarterback.
Sure. But that's not on the head coach. That's on Jerry Jones. That's on Stephen Jones. That's on Will McClay. And I wouldn't be mad if in the second or third round, a guy like Jackson Dart's around and they snagged him and groomed him to take over, because Dak Prescott has an out, the first legitimate out in his contract that the Cowboys can get from under it would be in 2028.
Yeah, they need another.
You have to build, if you want to win a Super Bowl within the next 3 years, you have to build around Dak Prescott. There is no other way. His contract, you cannot get out from under.
Yeah, but you need to build on that O-line, because Dak, he's like Terry Glenn.
Did you not hear the offensive line coach just now?
Yeah, but you got to build it though, because Dak.
What do you need to build? What if, as a matter of fact, Mike McCarthy was the issue? Their offensive line coach was the issue. What if Clayton Adams, who had a damn good offensive line in Arizona, who took a reclamation project, and Will Hernandez, who was a second-round pick by the New York Giants, that flamed out there and ends up succeeding in Arizona and will be now one of the most sought-after guards behind Trey Smith on the market this free agency? What if he can have that similar effect with this Cowboys offensive line, and Cooper Beebe and Tyler Guyton and Tyler Bass and Brock Hoffman, who all played well down the stretch, by the way, take that next step?
Oh, I get that, but he's fragile.
I mean, how much?
I do.
It's like Texans fans that want to keep throwing. Hold on, Martin. Hold on. I'll bring you back in, but don't tell me hold on my own show. Look, the Texans have the same thing, the same fan base. They want to throw all these assets at the line and throw them out within a year if they don't work. Well, maybe it's not the players, maybe it's the coaches, and you need to give the certain new scheme a chance to thrive, because let's face it, if you look at the Texans offensive line, do you trust them to get other offensive linemen? They spent money on Shaq Mason. They drafted in the first and second and third. Their best offensive line draft pick is arguably a sixth rounder that they took. You could say the same thing about the Dallas Cowboys. They've developed certain offensive linemen, but Tyler Biadasz is gone, and nobody ever truly believed that Tyler Biadasz was the answer at center. He was just good enough. Everybody was held up by the play of Zach Martin and Tyron Smith, and now Tyron Smith's gone, and you're looking at the fact that Zach Martin may be short out the door behind him, but you do have Tyler Smith, who you've developed and has become a great guard. You give a second year to a guy like Tyler Guyton, and then a Cooper Beebe, who played extremely well as a rookie. What's not to say that this offensive line, with whether it's Tyler Bass or Brock Hoffman, when asked and called upon to play down the stretch, ended up playing extremely well. What's to say they can't thrive under Clayton Adams and Connor Riley? All right, Martin, go ahead.
Good point, sir. Good point. But I don't know.
I mean, how many first-round picks in consecutive years do you want to throw at the offensive line? Seriously, before or do you trust them to develop them? Exactly.
You can develop them. Look what Jimmy Johnson did. These guys were just like, nobody wanted these guys.
You can't keep throwing bad money after bad. At some point, you have to give these guys a chance. And towards the end of the year last year, Martin, these guys on the offensive line, once Zach Martin went down, once you were dealing with injuries, Tyler Guyton developed a little bit. Cooper Beebe played extremely well. Tyler Bass filled in admirably. And you had a guy in Brock Hoffman who was possibly going to be the starting center, but got upset by Cooper Beebe because he played so well. He came in at guard after Zach Martin went down and played extremely well down the stretch for this Cowboys team. They actually ran the ball effectively late in the season behind that offensive line.
You're right, but you know what I'm waiting for now? March Madness.
That's fair. That's fair, and we'll talk some college basketball.
And if no win it all.
I get it, man. March Madness is going to be terrific.
Thatcher went down. That one went down. Fire went down. And that was it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if they stay healthy, they got it. And next year, that 7-1 center comes into play.
Sure. I mean, March Madness will be fantastic. I actually think that at this point, it's wide open in NCAA basketball. I don't trust anyone to where I'd be like, that team is going to be cutting down the nets at the end of the year, like we saw with Anthony Davis's Kentucky team or anything like that. I think Houston may be one of the best teams in college hoops this year, and I give them a really good shot at it. But Auburn's playing very well. You've got Texas A&M playing extremely well, despite their loss last night. Texas Tech is playing extremely well. I mean, basketball is going to be very interesting come next month. But next month is the NFL draft, and there's a lot to get into with that, including what do you do with a guy like Travis Hunter with as high as he's going to go? Do you shoehorn him into a position, or do you let him play both? We'll discuss coming up next here on Extra Innings with Pledge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
George Gets Justice.
At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, we are the ones you can trust. With over 100 years of combined experience, we are committed to helping people in our local community. Get George Salinas Injury Lawyers and put our experience to work for you and your case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George Gets Justice. GetGeorge.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hey, San Antonio, multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATS.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month. With a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
This is AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6 for the perfect ride to work on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I appreciate everybody for rolling along with me. Bullpen got my back. If you want to comment along with the show, SA Sports Star on YouTube. Go ahead, like, subscribe, comment along, or feel free. I love having conversations. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 if you want to be a part of the conversation. Fred Casares was asking where Bobby Slowick's at now, talking Houston Texans. He's in Miami. Senior pass game analyst, I believe, is the role that he took in Miami. So, and that I bring that up with Clayton Adams and the Cowboys offensive line, and I'm going to say keep it 100. I mean, the Texans have invested a lot, money, assets, everything into their offensive line. Give Nick Caley a chance. Maybe if they don't go splurge on a Trey Smith or Will Hernandez or someone to plug a hole on their offensive line. Maybe it's because they believe that this new coaching staff can get the best out of this offensive line with their passing and running and blocking schemes more so than they did with Bobby Slowick. The NFL draft is coming up, and there are teams that will be putting assets into offensive line, some at corner, some at receiver, quarterback. The most interesting one, though, is going to go near the top of the draft, and he could even go number 1 overall, and that would be one Travis Hunter, the Heisman Trophy winner out of Colorado, who is a corner and a receiver. So, at that point, coming into the NFL, and it sounds like he's going to get the opportunity to do both sets of drills next week at the NFL Scouting Combine, even though he's listed as a DB. What are you doing with Travis Hunter? Well, the Morning Huddle guys talked about it this morning.
There's been some discussion about Travis Hunter, where he's going to play in the NFL. And it looks now. It initially he was listed at the combine as a defensive back,
not cornerback, right?
Cornerback. Defense. They at the combine they group you DB, LB, DL. So
okay.
he's a DB.
But now they're saying he will have a chance to work out with some of the wide receivers. But it does look like his intention is for the most part,
cornerback,
to be a cornerback.
Cornerback, kick returner.
I would guess.
Third down.
Although, listen, dude, you draft a guy in the top 5. Do you put him out there on special teams?
I don't know.
That's pretty rare.
If you're going to draft, is he the best cornerback in the draft?
No.
See, if you're not going to draft the best cornerback, but the one that has the most tools in his belt, then maybe he better be returning kicks, or you shouldn't draft him. I'll tell you what, whoever drafts Travis Hunter will probably, as far as general manager, might be out of a job in a couple of years.
I tend to think so, too.
It just doesn't seem – the thing is, he's just good enough. He's just good enough, but not great. And that's just not what you draft. Two goods don't make a great.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have Will Johnson than him. I'd probably rather have Jahdae Barron than him. If we're talking about just as a corner, like that's your only job is to be a corner, I'd probably take those guys. I get the appeal. He is a great athlete. But it is.
I think you squeeze the sponge, man.
You're almost drafting a star more than you are a football player.
Yeah, and I think I'm playing him on both sides of the ball. I think I'm going to play 50 snaps a game.
You're going to have a 5-year career for
probably,
him. And I'm burning your ass out.
But the thing is, that's who you are. That's who you presented yourself to me as. I'm using you as you wanted me to use you,
But I just don't think it's physically possible, though. I mean,
I didn't think it was possible to play 100 snaps in a football game, and he did it every week. So, granted, it's not the same, but it's kind of the same. I mean, it's 80% of that. So, yeah. I feel like he is a rich team's blessing. Like at 25, I'm a nearly playoff team, or I'm a playoff team, and I can draft a guy that's good at several positions. I am all over that.
Sure.
But if I'm terrible and I need a cornerback or I need a wide receiver, I'm not going to draft 75% of both.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem to fit for me.
The problem is he's a playmaker on both sides too. And I'd be willing to roll the dice on that. And I would make it work on both sides of the ball. I would give him a certain set of plays offensively, and I would use him as my lockdown on the other side of the ball. I would be terrified of someone like Travis Hunter ending up in Jacksonville, where they may utilize him on both sides of the ball, where they need help at both of those positions. Plus, just think about the roster flexibility having someone like that gives you on your roster in the NFL, where those 48 roster spots on active on game day are so damn important. Having the ability to add one more person because this guy does two things so well that you could start him on both sides of the ball. I mean, he's an athlete, man, and I'm going to let the athlete. And it's very, very hard. It's like, who was it? Was it Troy Brown in New England, who played defensive back and receiver during the first Patriots dynasty run of 3 and 4? I mean, that is so invaluable when you talk about the constraints of roster sizes in the NFL. And he is elite at both of those things. And he is a see ball, get ball kind of guy. And that could be very, very useful to an NFL team. And I don't know, because people don't know how to use him or don't know what's going to happen with him. Maybe he sees a little bit of a slide on draft day. It's going to be very interesting to see how it all plays out. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. If you want to call into the show, be a part of it. Coming up next, the Blitz guys, Jason and Joe, they had this great discussion with Dr. Lisa Campos about the plan moving forward with this whole revenue sharing model and what's going on and what UTSA's plans are. And we'll bring that to you coming up next right here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs are back in business playing a home game in Austin. We'll talk about it.
And Team USA taking on Team Canada in the finals of the Four Nations. Let's talk about how we're going to get rid of those syrup-drinking Canucks. Morning Huddle starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
The most exciting weekend in college basketball starts here. Don't miss the 2025 State Farm College Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championships, Thursday, April 3rd at the Frost Bank Center. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. One night, pure action. Don't miss it.
Do you ever scroll through social media only to find yourself bombarded by bad news, hot takes, picture-perfect families, and yet another humbling professional update? It's hard not to get wrapped up in how everyone else is doing, but imagine how you would feel if you spent 45 minutes focused on how you are doing. At Cerebral, they make it easier than ever to access dedicated therapists and doctor-prescribed medication personalized to you. The best part, Cerebral offers in-network care so you can focus on feeling better without worrying about the cost. In fact, 72% of people say they felt better in just 12 weeks. Cerebral makes mental health care easy, accessible, and more affordable. Cerebral is proud to be an official sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs, and just like athletes prioritize their physical health, mental health is just as important. And Cerebral is here to help you build a strong foundation on your overall well-being. Take that first step today. Go to Cerebral.com to see how affordable and accessible mental health care can be with insurance. Cerebral, make time for mind time.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí. Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Dell Technologies is celebrating with anniversary savings on their most popular tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 16, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology to match your forward-thinking spirit and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study.
Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pleasure. You can follow me on Instagram, X, TikTok, all that great stuff at I Am Pleasure. You can follow the station at SA Sports Star on all those platforms. SR Money 2001 says he's a 49ers fan, and the most that San Francisco will get for Debo is a high 4th round pick or 2/5. Yeah, probably about right, because of the money that he's owed on his contract. If you're trading him, you're basically losing compensation based on people taking his money, unless you pay a portion of his salary to take that money off another team's books. Then that would increase the draft capital that you could get in return. It's going to be very interesting to see how these things play out. But earlier today, on the Blitz, Jason and Joe had this great conversation with Dr. Lisa Campos, who, they were trying to figure out about the plan for revenue sharing from them. And it has been something that since we've found out, Dr. Campos has come on with the Blitz a few different times, and you can hear this entire interview in its full entirety at sasportstar.com in the AA Best Bail Bonds audio player. But they have a plan. It's just not finalized.
The plan has been in the works for months and months and months, ever since we knew that this was the direction it was going. Obviously, even when NIL first was introduced, and we are working really closely with all of our coaches to understand what is it that they're going to need to be competitive in the American Athletic Conference. We've had multiple conversations within the league. And I would tell you, all of these plans have been in the works for a long time. None of them are finalized, right? Across the board, unless you're probably in the P4 and you're going to hit that $20 million mark. All of us are, and excuse me, part of the plan too is we're going to have to generate more dollars. I mean, that's what everyone is looking at right now. And, we're continuing to talk about this Playfly Max. We're very, very close to announcing how we're moving forward with that. But at the end of the day, the really basic plan is we have to generate more dollars in order to be competitive in this league, to be able to participate in the revenue share program.
Now, she did manage to go on to say that they do know what they're doing in terms of the money allocated to where it's going. They're just trying to keep it under wraps to not be at a competitive disadvantage.
To your point, I think people want a number, which is something that, Coach Traylor and I have even talked about, that there's some disadvantages about freely talking about how the investment is. And so, hopefully folks know that, again, Jeff and I are in total alignment about how we're moving forward with this. And we've come too far not to continue to support him.
So they have had the conversations. Traylor does know what's going on, but as always, plans are fluid.
All plans are fluid, right? I mean, that we have a plan, we're moving forward with the plan, and we're very confident that plan is going to come to fruition. But it's not a day plan; it's a weeks and months plan of a lot of things need to align for us to. And I guess when we're talking about plan, this is how we're going to generate the revenue needed. In terms of the plan, the information, the data of that plan, yes, we know what our coaches need. We know what we're driving to. We know what we've told our coaches, hey, this is going to be what we're going to be able to do for you. And now they are in the recruiting process knowing this is how we're going to be able to distribute and how the school is supporting this.
That's the great news. They know the number. Coaches are out recruiting with that number. Now it's their job to get that number up to the coaches so that they can, pull off everything that they're doing. And once again, we won't know anything, and we might not even know anything on April 7th, but that's kind of when things get started with the courts, and we wait from there to kind of see what comes of it. This, if you want to catch that entire interview, fantastic interview with Dr. Lisa Campos by Jason and Joe on the Blitz earlier today, sasportstar.com in the audio vault. Guys, I appreciate all of y'all for riding through with me tonight. Remember, call your loved ones, check on them. You never know what people are going through in life, and just, hey, how you doing can go a long way from people that you care about. This has been Extra Innings with Pleasure. We'll be back here tomorrow, right here, same time, same channel, on Extra Innings with Pledge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM.